Hey, he always comes with the exclusive slaps. What's happening? I'm an island boy.
Hey, I'm not an island boy, but I fuck with the island music, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm about substance, nigga. This shit feel good.
Now a two, now a one. It's game. Yes!
MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm obvious if real, my rhymes convict and heal.
Welcome to the Faithful Fan Show. I'm your host, Tony Cook, joined today by two very faithful fans. We have Taylor Ray Tribble, excuse me. And then we have Jordan Durr. Jordan's my insider on everything Chargers, everything combat sports. You know what I mean? Taylor is also a very entrenched in the UFC world and boxing world as well. So I have them both here to talk, combat sports, NFL, NBA, but we're going to start after a Lakers loss yesterday. How do we feel about Jordan? Are you a Laker? You're a Laker fan, right?
Yeah, I told you I float around. I don't have a fan base,
see,
so I root for who's
like,
ever good.
But I know you keep an eye on it.
Yeah, no, like when they lose, I'm not as connected as y'all. I'm like, oh shit, they got whooped. Anyways,
they got whooped by the Bulls. They got whooped by the Bulls last night.
Yeah, no, I was watching that game and I caught the ending of that one, and the Lakers just look like they'll be all right, man. Everybody likes to overreact at the beginning of the year. You put that many people that are star players together and expect them just to give up the ball. It seemed like they didn't even know at the beginning, like they don't know whose turn to go.
Very true.
They're all waiting for it.
And there's a lot of that when you have a big three / big four, because Melo's out there putting up 15 shots a game easy.
Bro, a lot of them dudes could be starting on other teams. That's the problem. They're not going to figure it out overnight. No, none of them play defense. So
that's another story for another Taylor. That's a whole nother podcast. The defense is bad. But Taylor, how do you feel so far watching, the Lakers? LeBron's been out for a little bit. How do you feel about Westbrook, the lineup? What could Vogel do to switch it up?
Resign.
So you're off the Vogel. So Jordan just got finished telling the fans to not panic as early. Taylor said resign. Why so? Why so, Taylor?
Because, bro, look, personality-wise, to coach LeBron, like when he was playing in Miami, it was a mutual respect. LeBron does not respect Frank Vogel.
I mean, he won a championship with him, though, Taylor. Like, are we not giving Vogel enough credit? No. It
would be like if you were my manager and I was handling my Instagram and I was Jake Paul.
Okay.
Like, what? You're just there. You just have a title.
Yeah, okay. So you're saying LeBron coach is the coach?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And honestly, Vogel is a defensive-minded coach, so
you know how you see
LeBron is honestly probably running the offense. He's running the offense.
Tony, this is why I make that point. If Frank Vogel was the coach with LeBron being out, and like we just said, with a team full of superstars, Frank Vogel would figure it out. But somehow LeBron's going to come back and figure it out before Frank Vogel. No LeBron, no Frank Vogel. So fuck Frank. Don't say that. Excuse me.
Oh my God.
Frank Vogel should
would have cut the man's head off.
Frank Vogel needs to resign, bro. This is not what we fucking signed up for, bro. This is not what I tune into Laker basketball for. To watch this nigga let these niggas just run around.
So it's not a matter of switch the lineup up, wait for LeBron to get back. You think Vogel, that's not it. That's not it. Team needs to be coached by LeBron.
I know it's not it. If LeBron's not healthy, we lose, period, because that's our coach.
Fair enough. Well, fans, if you have an issue with that take, hit up Taylor in the comments. We know what time it is.
Don't hit me up.
You're cutting out, Taylor. You're cutting out. But
discussion. I'm gonna ignore you.
I heard disgusted.
Non-negotiable. Get him out of there.
Okay,
get him out of there.
We got it. So we're gonna switch gears, guys. I needed a quick Laker update. Let's switch to the NFL really quick. Jordan, tell me how you feel. Everyone was down on the Chiefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now they've won a couple games. That's your division. How do you feel about the Chargers? Who's winning that division if you had to call it?
You know what? Honestly, this is probably the worst I felt about my team. But I still feel like we could beat. I still feel like the Chiefs could drop this because I'm looking at them and I'm like, it's funny that that the team that they just smashed on the Raiders the other day would be the team that would show up right when they need to win the most. The Raiders got in trouble every other day.
Hey,
like
shout out Taylor. Shout out T Trib, faithful fan of the Raiders.
They're the only team I see losing players that has nothing to do with COVID. They losing players to the law.
You know what?
Crying.
That's not even funny. It's yeah. Henry.
No, but okay, you don't laugh about the dude that killed the girl,
I laugh.
but
It's
the other
not
dude.
funny.
It's it's nothing to laugh about, but you gotta like at least bring it up when you talk about how you gonna have any kind of momentum as a team when that kind of stuff is going on. So if you're looking at the Chiefs, you don't plan for that to happen, but you're happy that it happens. You know what I mean? Like you're like, hey, this team's in disarray, and we need to win. That's convincing because we keep barely beating all these barely crappy teams. But this is something weird, man. I was telling you, watching it, it's the season of anybody can get it. Like, none of these scores make sense on a week-to-week basis.
I know.
Like, it's about it reminds me of the UFC, man. It's about the matchup. Like the Ravens,
the matchups make fights in the NFL this year. I agree. Yeah.
Look at the Ravens go win, beat the crap out of us, then go get the brakes beat off of them by the Bengals, then come back and barely beat like.
And then the Bucks lose to Washington.
Yeah, there's been a huge upset every single week. So coming into this next week, I'm gonna need the Dallas Cowboys to beat the brakes off the Kansas City Chiefs and have some consistency. If y'all gonna beat us, don't start playing bad when you see them. You know what I mean?
Let's go Cowboys.
Let's go Cowboys. How about those Cowboys? Hey, all week, Tony. I'm with you. I don't care. I don't care. I'm gonna root for the Lakers, the Chargers, and the Cowboys this week. I'm a full-on grifter, bro. I'm just rooting for all the big ones.
Jordan, we're more than halfway through the season, so it's not too early to make predictions like that. But like, if you had to predict who's winning the division, Chargers or the Chiefs or the Raiders, or who else? The Broncos?
Looking at the schedules, man, it's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no comfortable feeling saying anybody's going to win anything. It looks like the old NFC East. Like all of us, okay, think about it. The Chiefs are in first place right now, and every single team is one game behind them. Everybody.
You're true.
Even the Broncos.
In there. Yep. It's for anybody to take.
So one division game, every single one of those teams is a half game up on them, with one win. And this is a team that barely beats Washington. This is a team that did all those kind of things. So I honestly am telling right now, this is the worst time to ask me. So I still have faith in my Chargers. It's just the coaching is getting kind of weird, man.
Is that what it is for you? Is that what it is though for you? Is the coaching? Because I've been hearing Herbert dropped a couple games for y'all a couple weeks back.
No, they're trying to turn him into Tom Brady because everybody's murmuring in his ear. The thing that we loved about him is that he's carefree and throw the ball down the field. He's thrown the ball down the field like 2 times in the last 2 games, and both of those were catches. I'm like, why don't we just let him loose? Like, I don't get why we're putting shackles on him. We're trying to get those quick passes, get to the line real quick. I'm like, it took Tom Brady a while to get to that. To expect Herbert to transform the offense. They're trying to turn us into the Saints and all that. I'm like, that's not us. We the Chargers. The way we score don't make sense. Come on, let's just do it. Just throw the ball down the field. So
there's no rhyme or reason to how we score.
Yeah, no, like we're playing the kind of ball where you can't blow out nobody. Like, cool, we went for it on 4th down a bunch of times, and then my boy is like, "Oh, y'all should have went for it on that one." I'm like, "Nah, my heart can't take it no more, dog." Like we're 11. No, what are we? We're at 11 out of 17 on 4th downs, bro. We've already gone for 17 4th downs, dog. Like, it's not. Ain't even been 17 games.
Hey, honestly though, that's the trend of the league though, because the Cowboys going for everything.
It is, but also we had a really, really, really bad kicker. Nobody ever talked about that part. Like he missed like 5 extra points.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
He missed
the be like, "Nah, we'll go for it. We'll go for it."
Yeah, nah, for real. That changes how you think. But as far as the Chargers and the Chiefs, I watched the Chiefs and I see so many holes. I just don't know if my team's the one that's gonna be the one that takes advantage of them. You know what I mean? But I think those other teams will. I don't think that they're going to get out of this scot-free. They still have one of the hardest records left to deal with as far as opponents. And they still have to play the Chargers again, who already have 1 win on them. They got the one win on the Raiders, and they still haven't played the Broncos yet. They just have to play them for it. Those division games mean a lot because those are like 1.5. So
the Broncos, well, we thought they were coming on strong, then they lost to the Eagles, but that's another story. So basically, your division is up in the air. We got a lot of friends in that division too. We got Taylor, he goes for the Raiders. We got Taylor's brother Taryn, who goes for the Chiefs. We got Jordan, who goes for the Chargers. It's a wild division.
My thing is, if you look on my social media, all that, I'm not saying shit till we make the playoffs, bro.
And you know what? The Raiders have had that type of season where you just got to
won't even talk about it. Yes, that's true. Taylor won't even talk about it no more.
No,
it's not worth it.
I didn't even ask you. AT, I didn't even ask you because I knew where you were at with it. But what I am going to ask you, though, we're going to switch gears a little bit. There was some signings last week. Cam Newton went to the Panthers. OBJ went to the Rams. How do you feel? What team benefits most from their signing? Cam Newton went back to his team. Oh,
Rams. Easy,
right?
Easy, because Cam Newton is taking on Newton's taking on a project, and Deshaun's walking in as a missing piece to a puzzle. It's different.
Okay, got you. And I hear that because what you told me earlier is the Rams are just nice. They just lost to the 49ers last night, but right now they're one of the better.
The brakes beat off of them.
They did. I don't know what happened, but they're one of the better teams, looked at as one of the better teams in the
continuity, man. You take out Robert Woods and you go put in Odell Beckham Jr., it's not going to work the way it want to because they're a team that gets up and hikes the ball quick. It's the same thing I said about the Lakers. We turned into such an instant gratification. Like one person has one good game and we want to just throw that up. We saw the Lakers throwing oops and having a good game. We're like, there we go. And in the very next game, it gets messed up. And I'm like, these dudes, like the problem is like the older we get, the time moves a little bit different. And I feel like Russell Westbrook was signed not even that long ago. Like I have ketchup in my refrigerator that's been there longer than Russell Westbrook has been signed. Yep. And people are like, why isn't he dominating?
It's LA. It's because it's LA.
Yep. It's an impatient fan base. It's a spoiled fan base. A spoiled fan base.
Hey, peep this. You want to hear something crazy? You know I'm with my Charger fans. Guess what they were saying yesterday? Bring back Phillip Rivers. Oh, no love.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Jay. What he's saying is to support that, the two teams that Westbrook was playing for, Houston Rockets and Wizards. He had a slow first half, then he started setting triple-double records by the second half of the season.
He always has a good second half of the season.
In LA, you got a game and a half to figure shit out, or the fans are gonna want you the fuck out of there. That's just how it works.
Hey. So the thing
I vote for Westbrook though. I want Westbrook there.
The thing that I will say to rebuttal about the OBJ thing, Jordan, Robert Wood, he leaves. OBJ comes in. Would you say OBJ is a better talent though? Robert Wood's solid.
No.
He's not
more God-given talent. God-given.
But you would take Robert Wood as a receiver right now over OBJ. Oh,
because of the system. Because Coop, look at Coop doesn't have that kind of seasons if you don't have Wood on the other side. You saw when they had Odell Beckham on the other side running the slot and stuff, they were like, we're not worried about him. We're the 49ers. We got defense. We believe that our coverage is going to stay with him, especially when he don't know the play shit.
And look what happened.
If you have Woods out there, then they can't focus on Cup like they were doing last night. So Odell Beckham, he's going to be good. He's going to be part of that team. But I'm like, how are you going to be good with them? I feel like it's going to take a season and a half before he starts becoming something that you can really put in there. Look at everyone. No one pays attention. Antonio Brown. Yeah, he was dope, but he wasn't really a factor. Now look at
if Tampa never went to the Super Bowl and never went to the playoffs, you would have never got to see what Antonio Brown was. He didn't start coming on until the last little stretch. But
Odell got signed like 5 days ago. They got signed. Then
come on, Jordan. If the Rams go to the playoffs, OBJ is a difference maker, right? Come on.
Facts.
The Rams go to the playoffs.
He's a difference maker, but I can't recall any dominant clutch plays that he has made. He makes nice looking plays. He has good games. He has good moments. I just don't know if we could put him as one of those guys that you know is going to make those catches.
He's hating the drip. He hates the drip.
No. It is fair because he's been injury prone for the past 3-4 years, honestly.
And what have the Giants done since he got there?
Oh, very true. Very true.
What did the Browns do?
Yeah,
they went to the playoffs without him. I'm just saying, I can at least, I follow football. I follow basketball. I may not be a fair weather fan of basketball in certain teams, but if I'm very honest with other teams, and I'm like, Odell Beckham is dope in Madden. He's dope when you need a sick ass catch over the top in the middle of nothing. But when it's that, he's not pulling off what the Adams is doing.
So
he's
so Jordan, your obvious answer is Cam Newton.
Oh, Cam Newton being yes, but they're not going to go nowhere with it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. That was going to be my next question. Do you think he could lead them to the playoffs?
Both of them ain't going nowhere. The Rams are not. The Rams are either going to, if they start plummeting, just like Taylor said, LA's going to say, this is Odell's fault. We had continuity before we lost Woods. Get him on the freaking bench.
No.
Get him on the bench. And then he's going to start getting like 2 passes because Stafford's looking his way too much, just like Baker was doing, trying to get him his touches. And it's not going to work out. Cam Newton, they said he might be starting, but at the same time, business to do, they just gave away for a bag of potato chips. And then we got Sam Darnold there. Yeah, sure. This is like we were both wrong. Let's get together. But how long is that going to last? This is a what have you done for me lately sport. He had 2 touches, 2 touchdowns. What happens when he touches it next time and he doesn't score?
Okay. All right. So Jordan feels as though neither of these signings are a big deal, right? Basically, if you had to,
it's cool, the headlines, but as far as what we're going to in the NFL, the Rams' success will not be dictated because of Odell Beckham Jr. We're not going to be like, when they got him, man, things kicked up. No, that was them trying to hold on when people were getting hurt. And when I look at the Panthers, it's like they're already in the dump. They're not going to catch anybody. They're not even going to catch the Saints.
That's what. Okay, go ahead, Taylor. Go ahead.
I have a little bit of a more optimistic take on it, but I feel what JD's saying. It makes sense. But I think that with the level of talent that we see in OBJ and Cam Newton, these are guys where when they if and when they decide to turn it on, they absolutely can turn franchises around.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of are we going to see that? Is that what they're going to decide to do? You know, OBJ goes to the Rams, and now not only can he do what Woods is doing, but now he's doing those spectacular catches where he gets them out of binds at 3rd and long. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those where you trade off. Like either he's going to be lost in the sauce in LA and be too worried about swagging, or he's going to really dial in and be like, okay, this is my time to show why I am that fucking dude. Same with Cam. I think Cam's had enough heartache and enough humbling to be like, okay, if I don't do this now, it's over. Like this is my last shot to prove why I deserve, you know, my name amongst the greats. So Cam Newton's not a pushover. He's not a guy who hasn't done it before. I just think he needed this. Like, to me, this is like, you know, his redemption. You know, for both of them, this is an opportunity where we find out who they are. We really find out.
No, I think he could come back and have a good little go. But as far as doing anything substantial this year for either of them, as far as being, you know, needle movers for those teams, I don't think it's possible. I think they can have some big moments. I just don't think they're going to be integral parts of those teams as going forward. Because even though Cam was back, it's like they couldn't put him too much in the game because he don't know the offense. The same offensive coordinator ain't there. The coach ain't there no more. Even the defensive coordinator ain't there no more. And with OBJ, he got signed on Thursday and had to play on Monday. Like, he'll get it figured out. He's a really, really good receiver. Yeah. But as far as fitting into that system, when all those other guys have been connected with each other for the last 3 years, and they finally got rid of golf, and they're like, now we can throw the ball where we want to throw the ball. They got past that hoop. You know what I mean? They got rid of those guys. And it's like, even Von Miller isn't really putting no crazy kind of pressure. He's just there right now. You don't know.
No, I forgot Von Miller. Hey, Rams is doing so much. I forgot Von Miller went to there.
Exactly. But has he had any sacks? He had more sacks with the Broncos. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't figure out that system. It's weird to just throw somebody into a game. Imagine, Tony, you played football at Vista Marietta. You remember what our plays sound like. Wing right, X42, white ride, Aztec left.
I'm out there at the wide receiver spot like, what?
Yeah, for real. Then we come over to the coach like, so I run a comeback, right? I feel like Odell was in there saying, so I'm running the comeback, right? I think that's what y'all saying.
It's going to take a minute. But Jordan, you got to believe that the Rams are getting to the playoffs. And by that time,
I believe they're going to get to the playoffs.
Maker. That's all I think.
Just feel like them not being with each other as long, that center core not being, I feel like if they're going to go anywhere, it's going to be Donald. It's going to be Cup. It's going to be that running game in those corners. Yeah. It's not going to be Odell Beckham going for 300 yards. I don't know. That's not happening. He's not going to do it.
They invested in him as a cherry on the top. Hopefully he can work out. It's honestly a blessing.
He had 2 catches for 16 yards.
But he's going to be more integral in the offense. Robert Wood's gone. They got to put more. They're going to put more on him. Watch. They're going to put more on him.
People don't. The only person that's ever shown up to a new team instantly got off instantly was named Randy Moss. He went from the Raiders playing like crap, and then he got to a new team, and then we said, oh, it was just the Raiders because of the system and the way that he works. It's hard to do that stuff. Look at it. It'll really surprise you. Go look at Antonio Brown's stats when he first got over to the Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It was
and
like
it was a controversy at first. It was a controversy.
One catch for 30 yards. That looked really cool in Sports Center, but that was it. Then he had like 3. Then he had a 2. Then he had that. Then he comes back the next season. He's part of that team to a point where we can't ignore it. We're like, okay, now it's just it. Okay. But in those first couple of days, you got to get a little grace period. I think Odell's going to be dope, but I think he needs to be more in the slot, and that's Cup's place. You're not going to take Cup's
spot. You're absolutely. I didn't even think about that either.
They threw it deep to him and got picked off, and he got the nice hit on the guy, but it's like, Odell hasn't been a deep threat. He's the deep threat when you get those guys that aren't used to covering the deep guy. But there's Keenan Allen isn't going to burn the number 1 cornerback every single time. He burns them now because Mike Williams is out there making that deep ass threat.
They got to man up on him every once in a while. And when
you got two receivers with the same exact kind of style as far as the kind of routes that they run. Not that Coop is on God-given talent level as OBJ. No, not at all.
Nice, but he's a good route runner.
He is just he's going to get the job done. And with Stafford being new there also, like, come on, man, look at everything that's new there. When has anybody had this many new players that were stars and won on their first try?
So this is Jordan. Hey, fans. So this just in. Jordan does not believe in the Rams this year.
Hey. Mahomes was great his first year. He threw for like 5,000 yards. Did he win a Super Bowl? Or did he meet Tom Brady and get his ass beat because he wasn't ready yet?
Very true.
And the next year he came back and took it.
So fans,
the Rams will be okay.
Fans, if you disagree with Jordan, let him know what's up in the comments. I'm gonna say it again. We're gonna pivot now all the way over. We've talked football enough. We talked a little bit basketball. We're gonna get to the combat sports now, fellas. And I got a couple questions for you. I'm going to start with Taylor. Now, here, I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to ask both of you guys your most dominant, best pound for pound fighter in UFC and boxing. So first, let's go around the table and we'll do UFC first, because that's the most fresh in my mind. There was a good weekend of fights a couple weeks ago. I want to say 2 weeks ago or a weekend ago.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor, who is the best pound for pound UFC fighter in your eyes?
Where'd he go? Is he cutting? There we go.
Oh, there we go. Wait, Taylor, say it again.
This is rough because they'll never fight, and it's almost a tie. It's like, it's really close. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
It's rough because to pick one, I would feel it's almost like I can't. But I would say if you could make Usman and Adesanya fight somehow, then I would know. Can you hear me?
You said Adesanya and Usman.
Yo,
you're kind of choppy. You're kind of choppy, but we heard Adesanya and Usman.
Adesanya is my favorite fighter to watch, but you can't deny Usman's greatness, and I feel like that's it. Like, those two guys are the most dominant fighters in UFC, in my personal opinion. It's not even close.
Well, Taylor, you cheated, first of all, because you named 2. That works. If you had to choose one, though, if you had to choose one out of the 2, who's winning in the fight? Come on, dog.
Fuck, because Izzy's my favorite fighter.
So it's Adesanya. Damn.
But I can't say he would whoop Usman, bro. I just can't fix my mouth to say that. Like, it sucks. It's like Adesanya's my favorite fighter, bro, hands down. But Usman is nothing to play with, bro, at all, not even a little bit. But I would go with Adesanya, just off who I prefer. But Usman is Usman, though, he's like going against Tom Brady, bro. It's like, you don't want Brady to win, but he's gonna fucking win, and you're like, fuck. Not that I don't want Usman to win, but I'm saying in that fight, I would want Adesanya to win. But nobody can fuck with Usman, bro.
Okay.
It's not even close.
Dang.
It's not even close. Those two
Taylor
guys, but if I had to pick, I'd go Adesanya.
So Adesanya with Usman as a close second, right there, neck and neck. Jordan.
That feels bad. Like that still feels bad. Like,
what do you There's got to be one, dog. There's got to Jordan.
Yeah.
Your turn. Who is the best? Who is the best?
You know, I don't. You already know I ain't missed a fight in like 7 years.
Yes.
So
you've watched both. You've watched all these fighters quite a bit.
Yeah, so. No, I don't miss nothing. Let me put it this way. I'm gonna do the same thing Taylor did. I'm gonna give you two because I feel like we don't give respect the certain right way. But I'm gonna go Usman for pound right now because of the exponential growth in every single fight. Like he used to just be a wrestler. Now he's starting to knock people out. Now he's got a full game. He built like a little freaking rock. Like,
yeah,
I don't know,
style, dog.
I'm not going to. He hasn't lost a round except for the Kobe and to everybody. And Kobe, sorry, that dude's dope. He's a piece of shit when he talks and stuff, but it's just a character. So, look, he can fight. So I'm not going to knock him no more. If I had to bet against him versus anybody else not named Kamaru Usman, I'm probably picking Kobe. But I'm going to go Kamaru Usman. But the number one thing I was going to say, though, is that Kamaru Usman is not number one. Dustin Poirier is not number one. Khabib is not number one. None of those are pound for pound number one. The pound for pound number one fighter in the world is Amanda Nunes. Yeah. Have you seen the way that they just be sacrificing girls to her? They have no one left for her to fight.
There's no one for her.
She's been murdering everybody. She knocked out Cyborg. Remember when everybody said Ronda's gonna lose to Cyborg? That's the one person that could beat her. And Amanda Nunes went out there and mixed her in like 45 seconds.
And it's like the way Amanda Nunes does, it's like she's in a different weight class. Like her punches looks more violent. It looks more violent.
It'd be like a one person jumping. It'd be like, like Amanda Nunes don't play. Like if you go back and look at all her fights, the reason why people don't put her up there as high is because she has no competition right now. But she's in the same division, in the same weight class as Ronda Rousey when everybody was praising her. It's just she beat people so bad, like there's no other way to go around it. So she's about to fight. She got a fight coming up, and we're calling it the sacrifice. The girl kept calling her out. Won just enough fights, and Amanda Nunes was like eating a pastrami sandwich with Swiss. It was like, yeah, I'll fight her tomorrow for sure. Fuck it. Like you talk about Kamaru Usman's dominance. You cannot talk about that without talking about Amanda Nunes because they're in the same exact sport. It just we kind of overlook the women.
Okay.
That's true.
I like that take, Jordan. I like
the dudes are a lot more mixed. I love what's happening in the men's division because I feel like everybody has a great counter right now. Francis Ngannou has Cyril Gane. I can't wait to see that fight. And light heavyweight, we just saw the belt go to Glover Teixeira, who's 42 years old. Like that's dope. You got the middleweight. You got Adesanya coming back down to his division to go fight Whitaker again. That's gonna be sick. But when it comes to the women's division, the only big fight we had was Weili Zhang versus Rose Namajunas, and we just had it for the second time. All the other women are too dominant. Like you look at Valentina Shevchenko and Amanda Nunes, and you're almost like, this is boring because you know what's gonna happen. Go to Vegas, yeah.
Are they two different weight classes? Is that what it is?
Yeah, no, they're two different weight classes, and they've already fought each other 3 times.
Okay,
got it. Amanda won all of them, so there's nowhere for it to really go.
So second place is a far second, is what you guys are saying.
Yeah, so if she is like Kobe Covington. If it wasn't for Amanda Nunes, Shevchenko would be the greatest woman fighter of all time, but Amanda Nunes exists. So when it comes to the women, it's just I think we kind of sleep on them. One, because naturally we sleep on the women because they're not talking shit like Conor McGregor. She doesn't talk a lot of shit.
She needs to cross over. She needs to cross over.
They're talking about Shields beating up Paul. I'm like, nah, man, throw her in Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes will really do it. Amanda Nunes, though, she's like, yeah, let's go. Like, but it's got to be in a cage.
That's tough, guys. That's tough.
I'm sorry. I'm keeping it real with you. Bro. You said who's the best pound for pound fighter? Amanda Nunes.
I like it. No, I like that take. No, but what I was asking, should she cross over? I was like, I don't know if she should cross over and start fighting.
She got the gas.
I think she catch some niggas slipping.
If she goes and fights other females, she's gonna go in there and start mauling girls. To be honest with you, but as far as like a big money fight against like a Jake Paul or something like that, screw that. That's
beat up Jake Paul.
Yeah, so I'm saying. I know that's where everybody would have been going.
Hey, that'd be a ticket, though. I bet you that'd be a ticket.
That'd be a great ticket, but I'm tired, man. I'm so tired. As a combat sport person that really likes good fights, I'm tired of the shows.
Okay. So because I'm happy you said that. There's a show. I know you hate it, Jordan, but there's a show coming. I saw Darren Williams that used to play for the Nets is gonna fight Frank Gore, the running back for the 49ers.
Yeah, just 1 second. Yo, what the fuck? There's a football player and a basketball player, and they keep throwing them in the ring because they get embarrassed. This isn't good for either sport. Like, I don't get why they keep doing this. Like, what are we gonna do? We gonna take a figure skater and throw him in there with LeBron, like on the court? Are we gonna make JJ Watt go play tennis against Djokovic, and he can't hit no 120 miles? Like, it's not the same sport, and they're just throwing him in there like, they're tough guys.
Real talk, guys. Hey, Taylor, who you got? Darren Williams or Frank Gore? You know Frank Gore, the running back. This is
ridiculous. Let me just throw that out there.
You seen them line up? You seen them square up? Darren Williams got him in height and probably reach.
Dog, Frank Gore is an internal.
Frank Gore's gonna beat him up, dog.
You can't. What makes you say that? The measurements say Darren Williams.
He Esther dark skinned against
That's
Esther
what I'm
light
saying.
skinned.
Taylor's.
I'm not
gonna
jumping
beat
on that.
him up, dog.
Hey, I don't support that statement. I think that Frank Gore, when you have certain type of bodies, bro, and they're both I don't know their boxing history, but I imagine they're both just training for this fight. What it comes down to is grit, and I think Frank Gore's sport demands more grit.
Okay, I can get with that. And his head looks like he could take more punishment. His head
Right,
is more.
I think Frank Gore has been hit for a living hard, so he's not going to get whatever game plan he has. He's going to stick to even when Darren's punching him in the face. Where Darren plays it's a semi-contact, like
they don't get hit in the mouth.
Fouled, it's two different sports. In basketball, when you get hit, you cry to the ref.
Yeah.
In football, when you get hit, you celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a great point, Taylor. Great point.
I don't know.
I
play a lot of football, and it translates well to combat sports when you get tired, as far as your power carrying with you.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
Frank Gore being a more sturdier, bigger guy, I think would work. And that's why I say I agree with Taylor's point on that far. But at the same time, I gotta say that this is fucking ludicrous. These guys don't fight. We don't know.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. This would be interesting. I'm sorry, Jordan. I know you don't want to watch it, but I had to bring it up.
Here's the thing.
I'm gonna watch the car crash. I can still think this horrible that people are dying, but I'm gonna watch the car crash.
In support of my point, though, what I'm saying is, okay, so you're saying like take a figure skater on LeBron. Okay, if we're doing a swimming contest and we take Kelly Slater, who's a surfer but not a swimmer, and we take a NASCAR driver, right?
Yeah.
Kelly Slater has the advantage because he spends time in water. That's what I'm saying. Like Frank Gore's sport demands contact. So he's already familiar to having to execute a game plan while being hit. That's where it's different. I think Darren, even though he might have
but it's also a mindset, though.
But it's like Mike Tyson said, everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
No, I hear you. I hear you on that one, Taylor. But also, like, I could bring you into the gym, and I could bring a dude that actually did boxing, and you would come in and be a better kicker than him, and all around better puncher and kicker because you're using all those mixed martial arts tools because you have a lot of God-given talent. So those are the kind of things I don't know until I see. That's the reason why they get blind betting.
We're gonna have to see. Hey, but fellas, real quick before we get out of here, one more question.
That's true.
Boxing,
yes.
Canelo. Moving on.
Oh, okay, all right. Taylor, is the best pound for pound fighter in the world Canelo, and we can move on.
Undeniably, it's not even close.
Okay, so guys, I'm sorry I had to throw this guy in here because he's undefeated. He has a big fight this week. Terrence Crawford. Does anybody know about this guy? No.
Yes.
Yeah, he's amazing. Yeah.
Still Canelo, right?
Excellent fighter, God-given talent, great fighter. Canelo. Moving on.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, just wanted to make sure we were all in agreement on that one. We can move on. Yeah, that's quick.
That red-headed Mexican breaking people's faces.
Yo,
and then going
his
out.
Last fight against Plant. Yeah, his last fight against Plant. It didn't even make no sense. Like Plant's supposed to be a pretty good, elusive fighter that's got some size. Canelo walked right through him, dog.
Dog, if you bet $100 on Canelo, you only get $4 back if he wins. Let me just throw that out there.
Yeah, Vegas knows what's up. Vegas knows what's up.
He's
He's a
dominant.
bad man.
They know
He's
what
a
The
time.
person
bad
that's
man.
gonna beat Canelo probably isn't in the limelight yet. He probably 16.
Javante
Okay.
Davis, maybe. Nah, he's too little.
No, too small. Too
Too
small.
little. He get
Great.
rocked. He get
Too
rocked.
small. Maybe Spence, but I don't know.
Javante's coming though. Hey, Javante is like, maybe he ain't fought nobody, but his last
Haney-
fight, the dude he fought was
Haney's Haney's good, but Haney's gonna go up in weight, bro. He's gonna go up to he's gonna go up because he has
He
the
need-
bills to put on size.
You need more power on the
He's like-
punch
And
too.
Canelo, hey, when you got that many belts, you don't go back down. Like that's what boxers do. When you're that dominant, you move up. So Canelo's not gonna go back down to where
He
you
ain't
can
gonna
be
fight
big.
nobody smaller than him.
Give it a couple years. Give it a couple years, and Spence will challenge him for the top fighter in the sport at the time.
I would love that.
But Canelo, besides Mayweather, is like literally the greatest little dude to ever do it, bro.
I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, fellas. Thank you so much for all your boxing insight, your UFC insight, all combat sport insight, NFL talk, NBA talk. We covered it all today. Fans, if you agree with everything, don't say nothing. If you disagree, let us know.
Hey, real quick, Tone.
Yes.
I fuck with my Lakers, bro. I don't want to. I hope Frank can do his job, bro. But here's the thing:
Don't walking
Go
back.
hard
Don't
on
walking
Frank.
back now, T.
get him out of there.
All right, y'all. Until next time on the Faithful Fan Show. Dun, 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 dun.
Ricky in the paint, going hard with the venom. Shot so much, man, I think I need a leg. Ricky in the paint, going hard with the venom. Shot so much, man, I think I need a leg. Animal, MC Cannibal, rap Hannibal. Here to change the game, mainframe, all y'all programmable. Coaching on tracks, balling like a paper like Phil. I'm Morpheus and real, my rhymes convict and heal. A world blind, my lines a red pill, real. Ball like I've been here, rookie in his prime. Focus like Jordan the second time. Kobe in playoff times, you know believe when I drop. Call for it, Kelly go in the Blizo spit. Auto like free throws by Ito. Circle loose stroke magic. Rhymes over all y'all like Dirk for two. Rookie in the game,